guys, so today for my in-service project for my final rotation, I'm going to be talking to you all about implementation of high intensity gait training in the inpatient rehab setting. Being the subacute setting that we are, it's very important for us to try to challenge our patients to the best of our ability without obviously exceeding their physical or physiological capacity. So this is important because in the subacute setting, we're going to be making the most amount of gains with our patients here. So in home health or outpatient rehab, they're still going to be getting that. They're still going to be having some gains and some improvements there, but a lot of it, the core foundation of it, is going to happen here with us. So the purpose of high intensity gait training is to improve walking ability, cardiovascular fitness, overall functional mobility, and to promote neuroplasticity. This is especially important in patients who have had, say, a stroke. So that's actually a crucial part of their plan of care, is that high intensity gait training to promote the neuroplasticity and the reconstruction of those neuronal pathways. Today I'm pretty much going to talk about how to implement high intensity gait training, especially in this setting, the parameters that we should be going by for successful high intensity gait training to know that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing, and then ways we can implement it here and how to increase the intensity and what are some of the overall benefits of it for everyone. So when to implement it. So we're going to do high intensity gait training with pretty much anyone. So it doesn't have to be just a patient with a neurological deficit or a neurological lesion diagnosis, specific things. Anybody who has any kind of gait abnormality, debility, decreased cardiovascular endurance, neurological, neuromuscular, musculoskeletal, all of the things would benefit from high intensity gait training. That is because I'll go on and skip to the benefits because it's going to help to improve gait mechanics. And there are different ways that we can increase the intensity and target specific components of the gait, and we'll get to that later. So it will also help enhance balance, transfers, and functional mobility. It will help improve balance and gross motor coordination. So it also is going to help with their strength and their cardiovascular endurance. So some of the high intensity gait training parameters that we should be adhering to, the goal is to maintain 70 to 85% of their heart rate max. So if you don't remember how to do that, you're going to take 220 and subtract your patient's age, and you're going to get their heart rate max. You're going to multiply that score by 0.70, and it'll give you the 70%, which is the first parameter. And then you'll take the heart rate max and multiply it by 0.85, and you'll get the higher end of your parameter there. You should continuously monitor the heart rate throughout the intervention. So when we did this at the school, we actually had the pace heart rate monitors that would go around the abdominal region that continuously monitored the heart rate through a phone or an iPad or things like that. It'd be really nice if we had something like that. I know that one person who we had to pay specific attention to since I've been here at Mercy Inpatient Rehab, she had a Apple Watch on, so we were monitoring it that way. But I don't think I've seen anybody else monitor it any other way. Ways that we can implement high intensity gait training. So you can do overground training, treadmill training. You can use the bodyweight supported overhead harnessing systems, which you can do overground or on the treadmill, in the parallel bars, without the parallel bars, through the light gait, and through the regular harness track system over by the parallel bars. And another way that we can help with gait training in general is the EXO. I prefer to utilize the light gait rather than the EXO because I feel like there's more ways to alter the intensity. Whenever you're dealing with the EXO, you're pretty much have pattern or support to choose from, whereas whenever you're doing overground or treadmill training, you have a lot more options as far as monitoring and altering the intensity. So ways that we can increase the intensity during gait training. So you can increase the speed, whether that's telling your patient to go faster, which is also adding a cognitive task to it, or increasing the treadmill speed. Increasing the speed is actually going to help to increase their intensity. You can add resistance. You can add cuff weights to the ankles or wrists. You can add a TheraBand around the hips. You can have a TheraBand in the hands and have them basically pulling while they're walking. Or you can put it on a specific limb if there's one that you're trying to challenge more than the others. If you're using the light gait for overground training, you can have them pushing the light gait, and if you're using the EXO, you can decrease the amount of support or decrease the pattern lock with the EXO. Another way we can increase intensity is to add obstacles. So you can do this overground or on the treadmill. So you can have obstacles like they're going to step over it, they're going to bop and weave in and out of the cones, they're going to go over the cones, around the cones, navigate in a busy room, or you can even increase the incline on the treadmill. One thing we did at school, we had a patient walking on the treadmill and we were working on controlling their foot drop. So we had them stepping over colored pencils on the treadmill, and that was pretty cool. Another thing you can do to increase intensity is to have them do activities where they have to change direction. So where you go around the room and find the cones, they're having to look around and change directions. One thing that Brittany and I did, we had a patient walk to a specific color dot on the floor, and then when they got there, we immediately told them another dot to walk to, so they had to change the direction and turn around and find it. This is another one you can use sort of components of the FGA. You can have the patient walking and tell them to turn their head in different directions. Again, cognitive task processing, all of that is going to help with that too. Another way to increase intensity, you can minimize the support. So if they're on the treadmill, you can minimize the support use of the hands. If they're using an assistive device and doing overground training, you can lessen the support of the assistive device, put them on a less restrictive assistive device. If you're using a harnessing system, you can lessen the amount of support, so release some of the tension in the straps to promote weight bearing through the lower extremities. Another way is we're going to narrow the base of support. So going to go from walking out here with a walker to walking with a 4-point cane with your legs closer together to walking with a single point cane to not walking with a cane. And then if you have a patient who's extremely high level, you could work on running, which is going to be the most narrow base of support since there is single lip stance in that. All right. And then benefits, bottom line, it's really good for everyone. It's going to help with promote cardiovascular fitness. It's going to help with the balance, coordination, processing, all of the things. It's going to help to redevelop those neural pathways that have been damaged if they have been. It's going to help the patient get back to their normal gait pattern or establish a new baseline for them. So it's really important that we're taking the time to implement high intensity gait training and providing enough intensity for the patients, especially at this level, since they will make most of their gains here. So anyway, I really enjoyed the last 14 weeks at Mercy Rehab, and I can't wait to start back in August. So thank you guys.